Hi, this is Jack Westerman for ESCA.net, still here in Los Angeles, California for the Pro League Season 2 LAN Finals. Joining me this time is Cutler from Team CLG, who unfortunately just lost to Team Question Mark, the ex-TSM roster, here in their first group stage game. So, Cutler, commiserations. What are your kind of initial reactions to that game?
We played pretty poorly, especially like everyone knows like Inferno's not the map we ban like every time no matter what. But we kind of took a risk today, trying to ban Overpass because we didn't want to play them on Overpass because it's like their best map, and hopefully they pick another map. But of course they would pick Inferno.
Luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Does playing in, so just a question about where we are before we get into the game itself. So we're playing in California. You guys obviously being North Americans, does that help you at all? Because presumably going over to Europe all the time makes you play slightly worse than it would over here, right?
Yeah, I mean overall, you know, you can sleep in your own bed like us because we have a gaming house here actually in California. So just like the time difference is like depending where you are is between 1 or 3 hours. So it's just like your sleep schedule's good. You wake up, you feel good. So yeah.
All right. So at least you've got that going in your direction.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's talk about your match against TSM, ex-TSM, now known as Question Mark. So Mirage got off to an okay start, but you ended up losing that game 12-16. And, you know, when there are so few rounds between winning and losing, is it hard not to regret key rounds in that game? Which rounds stand out the most to you as very winnable rounds?
We didn't win any of the pistols actually of the whole series, but especially on Mirage, though we ecoed them on CT side, like losing 2 pistols like a huge momentum like loss for us.
Yeah.
And then we won the first gun round and then ended up losing the very next round and then we're back on a double eco. So it's just like all the momentum's on their side and then you kind of have very few gun rounds and then before it turns into like forcing.
Okay. So you feel almost like, I don't know, would you put that down to luck? Just bad luck at your lost rounds at the wrong time almost?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe just a bad read on what they were doing like mid-game after our first gun round. So
okay, well then of course you went on to Inferno. You said you took the gamble, didn't ban it, you banned Overpass instead.
Yes.
A lot of people were surprised that Inferno came through, and I guess rightly so. You guys lost, I think it was 5-16 or 6-16 in the end.
Yes.
Just not a strong map for you guys overall, or was it particularly playing it against TSM you were worried about?
I think overall the map's not good for our style. It's very close and like it's very like execute based, and we're a team that likes to go around, go for picks at least at some part of the map. So it's like on that map, they always smoke mid, they always smoke B. It's very hard to work a pick, so it just comes down to executions.
Okay, speaking of smoking and all that kind of stuff, I want to talk about the new update as well, because well, the revolver's one thing, but also people have been talking about the increased round times as potentially solving the problem of smokes, right? Smokes in CSGO can be a little overpowered at times. Will this extended round time that's going to creep into the game, thanks to Valve, going to cure that problem almost?
I don't know if it'll fix the problem entirely, but I mean, it definitely does help. I haven't played enough to actually test it and know exactly how well it's going to be, but on maps like Inferno, I mean, if the CTs can hold their smokes for another 5 seconds if they really want to, so it's kind of hard to say.
And have you played the revolver at all since the update came out?
Not scrim-wise or like not even a pug. I just kind of deathmatch. I mean, yeah, it's kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it is what it is. I guess if Valve really wants to put it in the game like that, I don't know. I can see teams like when they go to like LANs and stuff, just have like a mutual agreement not to use it and just see what happens. And maybe Valve will change it because none of us will be using it, but we'll see.
That's kind of what happened with the Riot Shield back in 1.6, right?
Yep.
It was like
banned it.
Yeah, mutual agreement not to use it, and then it just got removed from competition, right?
Yep.
Okay, well let's talk a little bit about, I guess, the tournament as a whole and CLG. So a few months ago, you guys were like really in contention for being the #1 team in America almost. People held you in very high regard, right?
Yes.
These days, it seems as though Liquid are up there, Cloud9 are still kind of up there. Do you guys feel like you're in contention to be the best team in NA still?
The way we're playing right now, most likely not.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like when we're all on our best, then we are the best team. But it's very rare that all of us are on at the same time. That's sort of our problem at the moment.
Okay, so it's not it's a team issue overall rather than individuals.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's consistency. So I mean,
Okay.
That's a big part. People praise like a lot of people for being consistent. So if you can't be consistent, then it's kind of a problem.
Sure. Yeah. Well, understandably so.
Yes.
And now you've lost this game against question mark. You will go on to play either Navi or Luminosity, who are playing now. Who do you think's who's most likely of those two teams to turn up against you guys?
I don't. It's hard to say. Both teams are playing very well. I don't know. Luminosity's playing. They just got their new roster. They had that really good tournament recently. Just like I don't know, they changed the roster like one day before it. So, and I know they've been practicing in Europe before this. Like they just stayed.
Yeah.
After Face It lands. So, I mean, both teams are gonna. It's gonna be very hard for us in general. So, who do I think is gonna win? If Luminosity plays the way they did at Face It, I think they'll win. But if not, then I think Navi will win.
Okay. Is that more favorable for you than Luminosity rather than Navi?
I personally rather play Navi because I kind of understand their playstyle, but because like the past few majors we played against them,
Yeah.
and they don't have any roster changes, so it's not like they don't have the unpredictable factor. Now they have 2 new players, Luminosity, so it's hard to say on how their style is going to be.
Okay, just 1 or 2 more questions before I let you go. I'm aware it is late. So you guys, I assume you're going to go back to your gaming house now, the CLG Gaming House, which you said is local to LA, right?
Yes.
How has that guy? How do you feel the gaming house has changed you as a team? Has it helped you improve at all?
Yeah, I feel like, well, as soon as we get like a real coach that lives in the house with us full time, it's going to be like extremely strict on like practice times and stuff like that. It's not like, and then everyone has to pay attention when they're there because you're in front of everyone. They know if you're not, you're watching a stream or on your phone while we're practicing or something like that. So yeah, overall it's a lot better. And I think, I mean, if everyone on the team gets along, then I think the gaming house is definitely worth.
Sure. Well, I guess the reason these houses kind of get a bad rap is because it's a lot of time to be spending with the same people, right? But
yes.
You haven't found that so far?
No, I mean, we all have time to do our own thing. Like, it's not like we just wake up, play CS together the whole time, and then go to bed and do the same thing. Like, we all do our own thing. We all go to the gym, get away time from each other. So if there's like a balance between it, it's not a problem.
Right. Well, sounds good. Cutler, thank you very much. Let me shake your hand very quickly. And best of luck in your game tomorrow, of course, whoever you should end up playing. Do you want to run through shout-outs and things before we go?
I just want to say thanks CLG and our sponsors for, giving us the opportunity to play here.
Awesome. Thank you very much again. And for everyone watching at ESEA.net, stay tuned for more coverage here in Los Angeles, California.